Hi everyone, I'm Toni Halstead. Welcome to my yoga class. Today's class is truly available to everyone. The class today is going to include a chair. We don't need a mat. We won't be getting down on the floor. We're going to be standing shortly and using the chair if need be, the wall, or maybe the table that is in front of you that has your screen on it, always available. Sometimes chairs might not be as sturdy, so if you certainly need that support, I would suggest the wall or the table. But either way, if you prefer getting down on the floor at any time, of course, this is your class, your practice, and I'm here to guide you. So I just want to tell you this class is for, again, all ages, all abilities, even the beginner. So if you're new to yoga, I might suggest that maybe you watch this class through and then come back. All right, that might be helpful. Certainly, you'll hear me say over and over again, listen to your body. And what I'm saying is that if it doesn't feel right, you don't do it. All right, so that's very important. You don't want to feel anything that's uncomfortable in a joint. A stretch should be comfortable. Working muscles, we're going to be building strength. You should be able to feel that, should be comfortable. And when it's not, that is your cue to come out, to stop. That's very important. And if the options that I give you aren't available, then you just won't do it, and then I'll be going on to something else. So those that are new to yoga, I won't be calling it an exercise. I call some of the movements that we will be in and hold to build that strength are called poses or postures, so you'll hear that word. We will be also focusing on balance, and that is so important. So with the strength that we create, and then that helps with our balance, but also helps with posture, so we'll be looking at our posture. So right now, if you don't have a towel, I'll give you a moment to get just a small, it can be a hand towel or small bath towel, and we'll use that to help support our back here in just a moment. So go get one if you don't have it. Shoes, we practice with no shoes for those that are new to yoga. Though you need shoes to stand, of course you'll put them back on. But right now, you might take them off, just slide them under your chair. We want to move ankles and toes and what have you here in a moment. So it's important to move our joints. If you by chance do have some arthritis in any of your joints, and any of the poses that we do today create discomfort, then listen to the options and please again come out. So we don't want to put any stress on those particular areas, right? So there are some options, so listen for them. So now that you've got your towel, fold it lengthwise, roll it tightly to create the support that we'll use in the lower back. And I'm going to turn just to show you that area is right about where your waistband is of your pants. All right, so if you will slide your hips back as far as you can till you can't move the hips any further. All chairs are different. I'd rather you not have a seat that is really soft, so a firmer seat is much better. Feet, if they are not touching the floor at all, then something under the feet. You know, a firm pillow, a book would be great, so I'll let you get that if you need it. So as you keep the hips back, lean forward, and place your support right where I mentioned, and that curve of our low back, lumbar curve is that part of the spine. That support is nice. It's not about leaning back and getting too comfortable. It's about creating that sensation of support but lifting up. So as if you were lengthening, which you're going to hear often, lengthening your spine. And your neck is an extension of your spine, so I'm going to bring your attention to like right up through the crown of the head, like there's a little string, and you feel this little pull upward. So maintain that for a moment. No matter a moment you can relax, but just feel the feet. Even if you can't feel the entire foot pressed down, if you bring your feet back a little bit and lift the heels up and press firmly down through the fronts of the feet, that helps create that sensation of lift. Let's take a couple shoulder rolls. So with gentle breath, as you bring your shoulders forward and up to the ears, all on the nice full inhale, and as you exhale, move them back and then away from the ears and back where they were. Again, inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back and down. So continue this movement slowly with your breath that is also slow. So we're working on mirroring the two, breath and movement. If this is new to you, it is a practice. That's why we're here. We're practicing. We're practicing. Not that there's a goal, not that we're going to get, to the point that we don't have to practice anymore. Yoga is a continuous practice. Let's take one more. Inhale, forward, up. And as you exhale back, hold. You're going to bring your shoulders back, and you might feel all of a sudden maybe some muscles in the upper back saying hello. Bring your hands off the thigh, palms inward, and even bring your elbows back. So you might feel a comfortable stretch on the front of the shoulders. Slowly bring your eyes upward without dropping the head back. And just noticing any sensation. Stay with your breath. Be careful not to hold it. Feet are again lightly pressing down. One more breath. And as you exhale, release your hands to your thighs. Press your lower back into your towels. I'm going to now bring that awareness of squishing your towel. The best you can find these muscles here. As you exhale, I'll use the area of the navel back towards your spine. As your hands come over the fronts of the knees, and from your towel you begin to round the back, and then your eyes will slowly release downward. And the feet again are just lightly pressing. We're going to again move with the breath. Just do the best you can, and this movement right here will be the exhale. The inhale will sit you tall, shoulders, elbows back, eyes up. Exhale, hug your towel, hands on thighs, over the knees, round your back, eyes down. Inhale, shoulders, elbows back, eyes up, sit and lengthening. Exhale, hug and rounding. So at your own pace, with your breath, the best you can move with your breath. Again, this might be just new and maybe a little challenging. So as long as you're breathing, you're doing it all right. Just careful not to hold the breath. Notice how this movement feels to your back, your spine. Should feel good. The more we move, the more fluid that area will be. So right now, hopefully you're starting to feel a little more movement in this back, spine. And again, awareness of shoulders moving. We'll take this last one. Exhale. Really feel the back pressing, navel in. Even if you can't feel it, imagine. Inhale, sit tall. Shoulders, elbows back. Just hold here for another breath. And exhale, release your hands. Relax your feet. And just sit for just a moment with your eyes relaxed. And just notice how you feel. All that wonderful breathing and oxygen, the movement. It's nice just to sit and bring your awareness to just that sensation. You can get really good at thinking and worrying, and that piece of sensing and feeling. How does it feel? How does the body respond to this movement is part of our practice. It's the part at the beginning of the practice I like just to take a moment to sit and reflect on and notice. I'm also going to ask you to bring your awareness, you're going to hear that word often, awareness, to these three words. Relax, rest, and restore. So today as you practice, we're going to be bringing awareness to just that. Relaxing the body, resting the mind, and restoring with the breath. As we move and strengthen and lengthen and maybe work on certainly balancing. But as we do this, keep in mind the relaxing part of this place of stillness. When we come to a place of stillness, even as we're working and holding our yoga poses, that place of stillness Notice where you can relax. You're going to be working muscles, strengthening, but there's some place in the body that can relax, right? So right now, with your eyes softly closed, relax your shoulders. I'm going to ask you to take a swallow and notice those areas. Maybe the inside the mouth now, notice it relaxing in the cheeks and even around the ear, jaw. Soften the rest of your facial muscles, brow, even your eyelids. But right where your breath enters, take a breath, inhale in, and notice the sensation of your breaths. Notice whatever you're feeling as you bring your breath in. As you exhale, there's a power of the exhalation that we look at when we're in this place of stillness. It has that ability to affect part of our system, the autonomic nervous system. That part of that system helps us to relax. It's called the rest and digest. Yes, when we're relaxed, muscles relax, digestion certainly is affected when we're stressed. So the opposite, we're able to feel the effects of the ability to relax here. Rest. That is all about resting the mind. So as we relax the body, we want to also rest the mind. Rest the mind from trying to plan, worry, anticipate what's in the future. Right now, though all that might be on your mind and more, soften it. Use the breath to relax and rest the mind. As we bring more attention to the breath, then there's less of that need to think, worry, or go into the future. We work on the being in the present. And the last R is to restore. We restore with the breath. All that nice full breath in, more oxygen, and again, longer breaths out. Let's continue with the breath as we bring, again, the breath in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils for a couple more. We're going to focus now on the exhalation and lengthen. As you bring your hand on the upper part of the belly right above the navel, just lightly press. And as you inhale now, I want you to breathe deeper into the bottom of the lungs towards your hand. So as if you were breathing into your hand. So we're working on activating the diaphragm, which is a muscle. It's an important muscle of respiration. So as you inhale, maybe you feel the movement of the belly outward. Maybe not, but that's what we're working towards. If this isn't happening now, we'll come back to it later. So belly moves outward on the inhale. So visualize the lungs expanding, pressing against the diaphragm, which presses against the belly, and out goes the belly. Then exhale, all lungs, belly relaxes, diaphragm moves back up underneath those lower ribs. So inhale, fill up the lungs, activate the diaphragm, it presses against the belly. Maybe you feel just a little movement. And on the next exhalation, wait till your nice full breath in. On the next exhale, picture candles in front of you and you're going to blow them out. Just a gentle opening of your mouth, slow, smooth, steady stream. When you come to blowing out all your candles, you see one more and see if you can find that little extra exhale. See if it's there. And then another breath in. You've completely emptied the lungs. What we're looking for is to empty the lungs completely, which brings more space for more oxygen, right? Nutrients to the body. Diaphragmic breath here. Very important breath to practice, and it is a practice. Sometimes it's challenging to practice this breath sitting. It's a little easier on your back. So I might say that you can take this and just come onto your bed, and with your knees bent, I suggest, practice it. So release your hands, open your eyes. So you can exhale either through the nose or through that open mouth candle breath, your choice. But we'll try inhaling through the nose, exhaling either nasally or through the mouth. Let's begin to move a little bit, yes. So on your next exhalation, again, I'm going to ask you again to press your lower back into your towel. Try to find the navel drawing towards the spine. Relax, inhale. I'm going to use the word hug as you exhale, so alternating with your breath. Focusing now on some core strength as we sit, and also some strength of our thighs, the quadriceps in a moment. So as you exhale, hug and hold. Remember, you're not holding the breath. But with each exhale, you want to think reconnect. Again, lightly press down with through the feet. Firmer through the left. If you have to pick up the heel and focus more through the front of the foot, do so. And slowly lift up your right foot off the floor. Now, it doesn't have to be high, but we're just waking up these muscles here on this right thigh. Also, probably you feel a muscle if you even further up the thigh on the front of the hip flexor. But just take a couple breaths. Just focus on exhaling, reconnecting. Again, you needing to come out, you do. Or you can bring your right hand under the thigh and hold. One more breath. And then release as you inhale and press down. Exhale, reconnect, hug, and left comes up. Just hold for a couple breaths. Just, again, waking up these muscles. See how it feels. You can almost, beneath your hand, feel that muscle engaging. Stay strong through your core. One more breath. And again. Exhale, press, inhale, lift. This time, bring your arms by your side. Open up your left palm. Inhale, just the left arm up. Now, up might be looking different for you. Again, if you need to hold your thigh with your right, you will. We're going to lengthen down through the right fingertips towards the floor, up through the left towards the ceiling. Now, if it's uncomfortable in your shoulder, find a place that is comfortable. So overhead for you might look like this. It might look like this, but it doesn't have to look like this. But take another breath. Finish your exhale, hug, and inhale, release. Relax your back, belly. Exhale, hug, firm the right foot, left foot up. Arms by your side. Lengthen fingertips to floor. Open up your right palm. Inhale the arm up. So might be one arm is going to be different than the other. One shoulder is different. So again, options, you know what they are. Maybe one option for you here, because you have a bum shoulder, is not to lift that arm up. All right? Might be better off right here, or maybe out to the side. If you need, again, that left hand to hold the thigh, do so. Otherwise, left fingertips down, right fingertips up. Take another breath. Finish your exhale and inhale, release. Nice. Roll your shoulders. And one more. On this next exhale, lengthen your fingertips towards the floor. Open your palms and inhale the arms up to about shoulder height. Lower is perfectly fine. Again, feet lightly pressing, lengthening up through the crown of the head and out through the fingertips. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, keep your arms here or wherever's comfortable for you, but just bend the elbows and relax. Feel the difference. Alternating, inhale, lengthen through both fingertips, and then exhale, relax. Alternate. Right arm lengthened, look down your right arm. Exhale, relax, head center. Inhale, just left, lengthen, look down your left arm, and then relax as you exhale. Alternate one more time. Inhale, right. Exhale, head center, relax. Inhale, left. Exhale, we'll extend both out. Hold for a couple breaths. Again, if it's more comfortable lower, please go there. So feeling what we refer to as energy in the arms as you lengthen out. Noticing how it feels. Definitely working up into the shoulders. Keep them down away from the ears. Watch they don't hike up. Keep them down, long neck. One more breath. Exhale now, relax as your arms float down. I'll take a shoulder roll. You can tell, yeah, working some shoulder work. Yes. Now, relax your feet for a moment. Relax your arms. Give them a shake. Now, take a break. Inhale. Now, exhale. Firm the feet. Lengthen. And on the next inhale, arms come up to shoulder height. Let's move the breath and exhale. Relax down. So remember to modify. You know your options. Inhale. Higher. Exhale. Lower. Remember, one arm can look completely different than the other. Perfectly fine. Next time, bring your arms overhead. Again, shoulders away from the ears. Feel the feet press, lengthening up. Holding here. And if it's too much in the shoulders, you just simply come out. We hold and feel that length now up through the sides. Take another breath, and as you exhale, we're going to release just the left and going to hold on to the chair. Lengthen up from the lowest rib, not the shoulder up, but keep it down, and you're going to come over for a side stretch. If it's more comfortable, elbow bent, maybe fingertips to shoulder, and you lift the elbow. That's an option. Watch the head doesn't drop, ear up towards the arm. And keeping the shoulder back so it's right over the left is important. So we don't want to come forward. So you feel the support in the back, and it's a guide. You're going directly to the side. One more breath. Nice. Inhale, stretch up, add the left, and then exhale, come over, holding on, and then pause. So again, just your arm, and little by little, as the muscles that we're stretching between the ribs begin to relax. You might be able to go further into the stretch. Watch the head. These are really important muscles to stretch because when they're tight, it's hard to take that deep, full breath. Yeah. Take one more. Coming out, inhale, stretch up, both arms. And then let's take a moment and relax the shoulders. Let's move with the breath. If this is not comfortable for you, you can opt out, and we'll come back to doing something else in just a moment. Inhale, exhale, over, side stretch left. Hold on. Inhale, stretch up, exhale. Now, if you feel you've got strength in the core, focus on your left side lifting you up. Let's focus on those side muscles working. You can lengthen fingertips towards the floor, and then using that right side to lift you up, along with the feet pressing. Exhale, but if you have any back issues, I'd rather you keep your hand and add that support on the side of the chair. So inhale, lengthen up, exhale over, mindful of the back, but feel the strength of core, side muscles helping you to move. And now inhale, hold up, one more breath, and then exhale both arms and roll. Nice work, everyone. Nice. And relax the shoulders away from the ears. And sit back. Sometimes we slide a little bit, but if you need to sit back and now position from all that movement, your towel. Let's come back to working these thigh muscles, all right? So exhale, once again, hug, navel to spine, lower back, right? Lift your feet off the floor. It doesn't have to be too high. And curl the toes towards the floor. Let's say hi to our ankles. Toes up towards your knees and alternate. One breath and the other. Doesn't matter which breath, but just moving slowly and moving to the point that you feel a stretch. And notice how it feels in the ankle joint. We're going to hold the flex. Bring your heels to the floor for a moment so that we can just focus on drawing your toes up towards your knees. And hold the flex. Keep your shoulders back over the ears, your arms by your side. Again, exhale for the strength of your core as you lift your right leg up and press through the heel. And inhale, left. So opposite arm and leg extension, right? This is a seated version. And again, here we can lengthen down through the right fingertips. This will be the inhale. As you exhale, you're going to change. You really feel the strength of your core, and you're going to change. Press down through the right foot, press out through your left heel. Let's just hold here for a couple breaths. Feeling again the fingertips lengthening in opposite direction, the energy through your left leg. And now we'll move with the breath. If you need to move certainly at a different pace, and I would imagine you would because our breaths are different, you will. So remember, this will be the inhale. We change on the exhale. Then we pause. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, change. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, change. Now remember, when you exhale, if you focus on core strength, exhale, change. Inhale, nice. Exhale, change. When the foot is on the floor, press to create that length. Exhale, change. Press down through the right. Lengthen up through the right fingertips. Exhale, change. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, change. Now listen, inhale both arms and legs up. Feel the strength in your core. call this stick pose. Sometimes we take it seated on the floor, but we're taking it on the chair this time. Again, you need to come out, you will. I'm going to hold for a couple more breaths. We're building strength in legs, obviously shoulders, a lot going on. Just don't hold your breath. Last one. Together, exhale out to the side, legs down. Nice work. And roll the shoulders. Nice. And roll. And relax here for a moment. Again, just take a moment, relax your feet, feel the toes, hands, and let's bring our hands together. Interlace your fingers and reverse the palms out. Just say hello to the wrists for a moment. It should be comfortable. Bend the elbows if it's not. Bring your palms inward towards you, and your elbows are bending and they're straight out to the side. Squeeze your fingers, drop your shoulders, and as you squeeze your fingers, you're going to think about your right finger squeezing and guiding your left arm across for a stretch on the outer left shoulder. Should be comfortable. Not, then back off. Come through the center, inhale and exhale over. I'm just going to move a little bit side to side. Just a little movement of shoulder, but the stretch on the outer shoulder. And coming in, long out to the left, through the center, and out, and one more time. Good. Now extend your arms out and then come over. So just a little now movement, which we're going to take in a moment seated, and now reverse. So just out to the right, towards me, to the left, in, one more time, out and in. Nice. Let's come forward in the chair. Drop your towel and separate your feet. And we're going to take a seated forward bend. In a moment, then we're going to move a little bit into the hip joint. So moving into these joints should be comfortable, right? We want that movement. More movement, then there's a sense of maybe being able to move a little bit more. It's when we don't move, the joints so-called get dry. So that movement sort of produces a more fluid in the joint. So again, we'll move slowly and then you back off or stop if you need to. So let's first move forward. What's important is keeping the back straight. So when we bend, we want to bend from the hip joint, not anywhere in the back. So from the tailbone to the crown of the head, one so-called straight line. But we have curves, so I'm not asking you to take those curves. So we bend from the hips, right? Not the back. All right, so I like the feet to be a little wide and you're forward in the chair, close to the edge, but not feeling like you're gonna fall off, right? But the feet pressed down, ankles right underneath the knees, hands, palms down on the thighs. And as you press feet and hands, there's that sense of lift. With all that lift, move, bend, but take small movements. So you pause, lengthen, inhale, then bend a little more, right? And then you come to a place that you feel comfortable holding. Take a breath. Nice long exhale. Now sit back up. Keeping your back straight, you're going to go back a little bit, but we're not rounding. We're keeping the back nice and straight. So let's take that with your breath, feeling the strength of your core holding you here. Now if you need your hands behind you and not taking you too far back, it's just a little movement back. If you need your hands, that's where they'll be. And then when you come forward, and then when you come back, if your hands need to be there, that's where they'll be, or the hands stay on the thigh. Let's take this movement with the breath. Let's take an inhale, sitting tall. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. A couple more times. And feeling this movement in the hips. And now we're just going to sit nice and tall. Keeping your feet wide. We're going to bring weight over to your right hip and keeping the back straight, even go over a little bit more. If you need to hold on, you will. It's not a big movement, you can see, but I am just feeling a little less connection with that left hip. And then as I do the same thing over here, I'm feeling weight into that left hip, lightness in the right hip. So I'm just going to go side to side. If you need to use your hands, you will. Otherwise, hands stay on thigh. So I feel weight, pressure into the right hip, and just going directly to the side, same thing on the left. One more time, right and left and center. Back to your hands together and interlace. Turn the palms to look at you and a little squeeze of the fingers. Drop your shoulders. Remember the movement of the arms. We're going to mirror our torso in that same movement. So let's start with the arms. Remember how we came forward with the arms straight? That means we're going to lean. So if this is challenging to you, just don't lean too far. You can go as far, but feeling the muscles in the back working to hold you here, right? So find what feels best to you. Back stays straight, right? When your palms come in, you go back. Let's take that. Forward and back. Keep the shoulders down. That movement of the arms, reaching forward, but keeping that back nice and straight. Now let's go from side to side as we sit tall. As our arms come over to the right, we lean over to the right. Through the center to the left, we lean into the left hip. And side to side. Now, I hope this will be a movement that feels good and comfortable and fun. So as we go over to the right, we're going to go out with the arms. You come forward, over to the left, and you're going to come back. And just continue this movement just a couple times, slowly. Just hold the breath. And you feel, again, maybe this movement into the hip joint. So I'm taking one more. If you'd rather take this with your hands on the thigh and no arms, that is fine. Back to center. Again, we're going to reverse. We come forward, back straight, over to your left. Palms in, you go back, keep the back straight, over to the right, and continue. Moving slowly. Again, hands on chair, and maybe that is the best. And you just, again, working into this joint and creating a little bit of movement, yes, but this movement is going to benefit us as we take our standing poses in just a moment. And we're going to go out one more time, over, in, and relax. Nice work. Bring your feet in, a shoulder roll, relax your shoulders, and we're going to get ready to stand up. So walk your feet back. Think about the strength of your thighs that we said hello to earlier. And again, the feet, as they press into the floor, that's what you want to think. I'm pushing the floor away. If you need to use your hands on the chair, of course you will. But come on up and stand behind your chair. Now, in order for you to see me, I'm going to move my chair over here. But you're standing behind your chair. Maybe you don't have a wall, but you've got your chair. And if you find that you need that table, because the chair can be a little bit wobbly, I'd rather you use the wall or a table that is nice and sturdy. So you can adjust your screen and move it if you need to find that place that for standing poses you'll feel safe. All right, so that's most important. Most important. So a standing pose, mountain pose, is just that. It's a standing pose. So you've got your chair. Now, I'm going to turn sideways once in a while so you can see what I'm asking you to do with the chair. Right now, just to show you, in this standing pose, it's just that. Feet comfortably wherever apart, so that you feel that there's stability. And shoulders are gently back and lengthening fingertips to the floor for a moment. In the sense that the shoulders are right over the hips, right? So oftentimes we are in this position, slight round, even a little bit of roundness in the shoulders will move the head even slightly forward, but puts a lot of strain on neck, shoulder muscles. So as the shoulders move back, the head does too. That's where we look at being in our posture. Now, I know that's not where we normally are when we're sitting in our comfy chair reading, watching TV, working at the computer, looking at your screens, whatever screen it is. We're usually down here, and that puts a lot of stress. So let's look at the neck for just a moment and only move it if it's comfortable. So shoulder roll, one, inhale, forward up, exhale, back, and again, lengthen fingertips to the floor, and then relax. Slowly bring your right ear over to your right shoulder till you feel that first comfortable stretch. And if you need more stretch, lengthen left fingertips to the floor. You notice it doesn't take much. Just exhale, nice long exhalation to relax the muscle. On the next inhale, top of the head up and over to the other side. Again, right fingertips can lengthen. So we did a lot with the shoulders seated, so maybe sometimes this feels good after working those muscles. And then top of the head up. Bring your hands behind the back. So interlace behind your back, and I'll turn. A small lift of the shoulders up, not a big lift, just up and back. So we're bringing our upper arms in, which will straighten the arms. Just don't lock the elbows. Keep the elbows slightly bent. And as you hug your shoulder blades in towards your spine, you definitely feel a stretch on the front of the shoulders. And again, this is a muscle too that when it is tight, it's hard to bring our shoulders back. When our upper back is weak, it's hard to keep the shoulders back. So those two things we're going to look at here right now in these next few poses. So as you hug and hold and breathe, take another breath, and exhale, relax. Let those muscles relax, and let's go into the next pose. Chair pose. I'm going to turn and face the chair. Take a breath, inhale, and as you bend the knees, as if you're sitting in a chair, make sure, look down and make sure that your heels are behind the middle toe so that when you bend your knees, the knees go directly over those middle toes. Okay? So hands press against the chair, keeping your shoulders back. And if you can bend a little deeper, you will, to say hello to, again, these important muscles. Make sure there's a sense of a strength in your core, but maybe you just send the tailbone down slightly to protect the lower back. So arms. What I'm going to do with the arms is go back to where we were a moment ago with your hands behind the back. Hug your shoulder blades. As you hold your chair pose, we're going to say hello again to these muscles in the upper back and the stretch on the front of the shoulders. Take a nice full breath in, longer breath out as you hug and hold. Shift your weight back, if you can, more into the heels of the feet. So you're not gripping with your toes, they're soft. Again, feeling those upper arms drawing in. One more breath, hugging. As the muscles on the front of the shoulder, exhale, relax. On the next inhale, release and straighten, but you're going to bring your arms straight in front and stretch up. And exhale, bring your arms out to the side and onto the chair. And as you do so, I'm going to have you bend the knees a little bit. And you're going to bend from the hips like we did sitting. Standing forward bend, but it's a half forward bend, just like our seated. But with bent knees, hands pressing down. Careful not to pull back on the chair. We want to press down. And as you hold here, same spine as you had standing, you're going to slowly straighten the legs if you can. Now, if this is a big stretch in the back of these thighs, these hamstring muscles can be so tight on us, particularly if you've been sitting a lot. You can heel toe the feet out in wider feet. Now let's hold here for a couple breaths. As your muscle relaxes, you can start bringing your feet in. So again, longer exhalations. Make sure they are complete. Then fuller inhalations. Relaxing these muscles. One more breath. And with a little bend in the knee, hands press against the chair, but using those back muscles, come standing. And you can bring your arms with you out to the side and stretch up if that's comfortable. And exhale again, hands behind the back. Standing. Again, hug your shoulder blades, but this time, as you hug, nothing changes with your spine. Make sure those lower ribs aren't poking out. We'll draw them in, top of the thighs back. Move your arms away from the back if you can. Bring your upper arms in a little bit more if you can. So notice just your arms are in what we call an extension. They're going to stay there the best you can when you unlace. So try not to let the arms go out. Keep them coming in as if your palms are trying to come together. Keep your arms lifted. So what we're doing is building some upper back strength. So these muscles along the spine, when they're strong, helps with posture. Good posture helps with balance. It all comes together. Take another breath. exhale, release. Now, relax. If any time you need to sit, you can take these movements, upper body, even sitting. So I just want to share that with you. If you need to sit, that's what you'll do. And you can take these same movements. We're going to go into chair pose one more time. All right. So if you are seated, you can come back and sit with your low back supported and lift one leg up and hold for a couple breaths and then change, because we're working these same muscles. So if standing chair pose does not feel good to your knee, then I'm going to suggest that, because we're standing, adding more weight into this joint. Never feel anything on the inner, outer, or underneath your knee. If you do, that's your cue to come out and then take those options. All right, let's take the next chair pose. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale once again. Sit into your chair. Tailbone slightly downward, shoulders back, weight back into the heels for the strength of your core. And here we are one more time, interlacing. Any opportunity I can get to strengthen our backs, that's what I like to do. So hug your shoulder blades, move your arms away from the back, and this time we're going to unlace again, extending our arms back. Again, if you'd rather say, okay, I've had enough of the legs, straighten, and this isn't always an option. Nice. And if you want to just come to the chair, you can take this seated. Let's take a couple more breaths. So if you'd like to stay longer, you certainly may. You can do it. Nice. Finish your exhale. Push the floor away. Straighten, stretch up. Nice. And exhale, release. And roll your shoulders. Nice work, everyone. Now another standing pose. So standing poses, there are numerous standing poses. So we're going to give our thighs a break and focus on some balancing work. Balancing on one leg. Now, it might be that that's not comfortable because you have arthritis in a hip or a knee, so listen to my options. Right now, I'm just going to have you, again, the chair's right here. It's right in front of you, right? And you're just going to shift your weight over to the right foot. Feel more weight, just like we did shifting into our hip joint. Now, if standing is not available for you, remember I said this class is for everyone, you can take this seated and do what we did a moment ago by shifting your weight over to that one hip. We're shifting our weight over to the one foot. So this is weight bearing on the hip. Just seated or standing. Through the center, come over, holding on. You're holding on to the chair. If you don't need to, okay, that's fine. But I'm all about safety. Hold, so there's weight into that left foot. Lightly you feel the right foot connecting, but left weight into that left hip. Let's take it again. As you come over to your right, you're going to feel the strength of that right hip and thigh drawing in. You're going to pick up your left heel and turn the knee outward, but your toe's going to stay on the floor. And we're going to alternate knee in, knee out. So you're just on the ball of the foot. In, out. Now, if you happen to have shoes on, then that's okay. If you need the shoes, in. So feel again, moving into that hip joint. Really want to create as much movement today as we can. Now we're going to keep the knee out. As we hold the knee out, you have a choice. Slide the heel back and it rests on the inner ankle. If you have, again, arthritis in the knee, hip on the right, this might be the best place for you. Or you're just going to shift the weight over to the right, keep the left foot down. The other option, tree pose, is the foot on the inner calf. You can even come up to the inner part of your thigh, and you can come up even higher. We're all different. But what I don't want you to do is push that right hip out. It's drawing in from the right foot, top of the head up, shoulders back. Stay holding. If it's available, maybe one hand off, the other hand pressing down, not pulling back on the chair. Yes, you might be able to remove both. One option, holding on and one arm up, or maybe both arms up. Don't feel like this is where you have to be. Think about what's best for you. Hold for another couple. Keep the strength of the core. The left knee out. One more breath. And then exhale, release. Shift your weight equally to both and pause. Just feel the difference between your right side and your left, right? Let's take the other side. Shift your weight to the left. Right heel up. Position so you're comfortably knee out. And then as you rotate on the ball of the foot and bring your knee in, out, in, out, in. One more. Knee out, heel slides back and rest on the inner ankle. Draw strength inward, muscles strong in the hip, the glutes. Maybe the foot feels comfortable up, but if you go too high and the knee comes in, then I'd rather you be lower with the foot and keep the knee out. Holding the knee out builds strength in the outer here right hip, right? So if it's comfortable in, you can go up as high as feels comfortable. Don't feel like you need to look like me. This works well for me too. So find what feels good to you. Feel the strength, firm the left foot down, shoulders again back. Now if I had my shoulders forward, I would definitely not be able to balance. But by bringing the shoulders back, again, feeling the strength, remember arm up or out, whatever feels good to you. This is another option just together. But I'd rather, for safety reasons, make sure your chair's nearby and hold on unless you feel comfortable, truly comfortable letting go. I'd rather you hold here, holding, gain the strength that you're creating in the legs, weight bearing in this left hip, and instead of trying to balance unless that's really truly available. Take one more breath and exhale, release. Good, we held it a little bit. Shake, shake, shake those legs. Nice. All right, as you turn towards the chair, we're going to take a forward bend again. This time, I'm going to have you step back, and I refer to this as a modified downward facing dog pose, which is oftentimes taken on the floor. Now, if you've done this pose and you want to go on the floor, by all means do, but because of this class and where I'm looking at ways to modify and take that same pose and gain the same benefits, I just want to show you. The wall works great. The chair, because depends upon your chair move, I'd rather you take it against your table or the wall. But pretend this is a table, just for benefit so you can see me. So wherever you are, separate your feet a bit, heels behind the middle toes, bend your knees, bending from your hips, straight spine, coming over. Keeping that spine nice and long, hands pressing against the wall. They're on the table, or if you have a secure chair, they're pressing down, not pulling back. You step back until your arms are long, and so is the rest of the torso. Now, if this bothers a shoulder, take that hand and place it on your thigh. If both shoulders aren't comfortable, then of course you'll stay close to the chair. So wherever you are, moving the hips back, feel as if the top of the thighs are being drawn back. There goes the tailbone back. Firm the legs. Relax your chest down, ears in line with the arms. Take a couple breaths. Okay, careful not to pull on the chair if you're using a chair. And then you can also, if you want to see me, though, the wall, you're going to see how it looks behind, obviously me. You press your palms against the wall and draw your hips back. That's using the wall. And you can do the same thing on a table. Take one more breath. Again, relaxing, chest downward, bend the knees, and inhale back towards the chair. Okay, roll the shoulders. Or your wall or your table. So we're going to be taking a similar movement of our torso, but not bend quite as far. We're going to take Warrior 3. This is a pose, again, standing on one leg. Again, very important to not pull on the chair if you're using the chair. All right. So we're going to bring our feet under the hips, bend a quarter, so just a quarter. Press the palms, hands down. Shift your weight over to your left foot and slide your right foot back, just enough to clear the floor. Now, as you press the heel away from you, the leg is straight. Both legs are straight, strong standing left leg. If the leg can come higher, the torso can lower. So one, moving together, keeping the hips square to the floor, and you're firming both legs away, and you're thinking about the tailbone moving down. Feel the strength of the belly lifting up to protect the back. So as the leg tries to lift, there's resistance there. Hold that resistance for a couple breaths. Only if it's available. Listen, opposite arm, which would be the left, as you press the left palm into the chair, would extend forward. This is optional. I'd rather you feel safe and keep both hands on the chair. We'll take a couple more breaths. Warrior 3, variation. Now, for some of you, maybe yes, you can balance here with no hands holding. Take one more. Finish your exhale. Now as the leg lowers, the top of the head comes up. And you're standing equal weight on both feet. And just pause. Let's change sides. Inhale, bend a quarter. Shift your weight over to the right. Slide the left back till you clear it and then pause. Now, firm both legs as your right foot presses into the floor. Press back through the heel. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Tailbone moving down. Okay, you don't want to feel an overarch in the back. So tailbone moving down. You can only lift the legs so high. I don't want the hip to lift. The hip stays square to the floor. And then pause here and breathe. Now, careful not to round the back. Couple more breaths. And if this is not comfortable, then you can just bring the toe down or just come standing and shift your weight over to one side. Remember that is an option. Or just come seated and we'll be done here in just a moment. One more breath. Nice exhale. Now inhale, release the foot, stand tall. And roll your shoulders. Nice work, everyone. Very nice work. One last pose, and it's a nice stretch for the front of the hips and thighs. Again, using your hands on the chair, pressing downward, you're going to be close to the chair. We're going into a lunge. So as you step your right foot forward, okay, as you step your right foot forward, step back with your left. Doesn't have to be too far, but you're up on the toe. And you're going to bend your right knee. And as you lengthen the tailbone down, you can bend the knee a little bit on that right. Top of the head up, shoulders back. Now press your heel, your left heel, towards the floor. Keep the right knee bent right over the ankle. And then you might feel a stretch, I hope, on the front of that left thigh. If you don't, step back a little more, but I don't want you to feel like you're slipping. There should be no feeling that the left foot is sliding back. So I'd rather you be closer for safety, right? But this, you're just sort of pressing certainly the right foot into the floor to help you create that lengthening up as the hands press down into the chair. This is one option. You can always release one arm and bring it by the side of the head, or both. But if balance is an issue, please keep one hand on the chair. All right. And tailbone down and left heel pressing towards the floor. One more breath. And then exhale, release. Again, don't pull on the chair. Press down to come back. And then change sides, which I'll face you this time. All right. So you're going to be stepping back with the right as I mirror you all, and then bending the left knee right over. So use the chair, tailbone lengthens down, take a couple breaths, keeping your hands on the chair, or maybe you had one arm up, maybe the other arm is up and the hand is holding, and only if it's feeling comfortable. Crescent pose, couple breaths, again, hopefully feeling a stretch here now on the front of your right hip, that muscle that we strengthened earlier. Nice. One more breath. Exhale, hold on, and then bring your weight up and bring your foot forward. Very nice, everyone. Let's come sitting. So as you bring your towel in and roll it, just bring it behind you, and we'll sit for just a moment for these final few poses before we go into a relaxation part of our practice. Twists are very nice. So gentle twist as our feet come apart, and we're going to just create that awareness of length on the inhale, remember. And then we're going to move to the right. So as we feel this movement more into the belly, the hands get placed, left hand on thigh, and you can either use your palm or maybe a fist to press into the chair or your towel to help create a little bit more length. So we want as much length as we can find before we move into our twist. Gentle, gentle twist, just slowly moving. And the head is last as you look behind you. Think about your right shoulder moving back a little bit more so there's a nice broadness across the collarbone along with your left. But gentle with the left, but the right shoulder back. As you hold here, I'm going to have you bring your hands up off the chair and thighs so that your torso, core muscles are holding you in this place comfortably, right? If it's not comfortable in the head by chance, move it back. Not shoulders, then adjust. And then be here for another couple breaths. Feet lightly pressing. One more breath. Finish your exhale. Inhale back center, hands on thighs, and relax. Other side. Sit tall. Okay, moving more from the lower part of your torso, belly area, and the hands get placed to encourage more length. Shoulders back. Exhale. Slowly spiraling up your spine. Head is last. And once you're there, again, engaging the feet downward, hands lift upward. Hold for 3 focused breaths. Okay, one more. And inhale when you're ready, back. Nice. And find your towel. Slide the hips back, walk them back as far as you can. Add the support and feel that nice sensation of those back muscles that has certainly worked on strengthening. We've lengthened, and now we've done a little twist. As you lightly press your back into your chair or into your towel, lift your feet up off the floor. Hands come up off the thighs, fingers softly in, and let's move these final movements into these joints that worked hard today also. And reverse. Begin to relax your eyes. You can look down. And as you release your feet and hands, continue to look down until your chin gently comes towards your chest. Just again, till you feel that nice, comfortable stretch in the back of the neck. Just pause there. Exhale, bring your right ear around to your right shoulder. Relax the left. One last stretch here. Chin back center, other side. Again. Allowing your exhalations to do all the work. Inhale, back center. And as the top of the head lifts up, your eyes stay down or closed, your choice. For these final moments, at the end of our practice, that relaxation part, this pose, whether you're seated on your back, you want to be comfortable. So even though we're not able to completely relax those back muscles because they don't have the support, you can feel those lower back muscles relax and just allow the muscles all along the spine that we strengthen here today to release downward. Still maintaining that gentle lift upward. And exhale your shoulders as they fall away from the ears. Feeling the support of the floor beneath your feet. Feel the support of the chair beneath your thighs and hips. Feel the support of your hands. With all that support beneath you, muscles feel now safety to relax. As we come back to where we began in your practice, relaxing the body, resting the mind, and restoring with the breath. Here for the next few moments, doing the best you can by being present and the sensations, the gentle movement of your breath can help. So just for a few moments, a diaphragmatic breath it's going to move into the relaxation breath. So just allow the breath to be a little fuller, and then exhale a little longer. One more. Breathing deep to the bottom of the lungs. Follow your exhalation to the very, very end, whether you're exhaling through the nose or the gentle open mouth candle breath. The next inhale is gentle, effortless. The exhalation continues to be long and complete. Relaxation breath. Effortless inhales. Longer exhale. So your breath is right there. Not working too hard, just observing how you feel for these final few moments. With your eyes softly closed, even soften your eyelids. Relax your brow, cheeks, jaw. Heaviness in the arms. Noticing the gentle rhythm of your breath. And as you open your palms for a moment on your thighs, or just let them rest in your lap, but opened. With your next inhale, slowly lift up your hands and then exhale them together as you bring your awareness downward and inward. As your palms lightly come together right in front of your heart. Relax, rest, and restore. I hope you can return to this place at some time, at any time, when those times that we're dealing with become overwhelming. You know the benefits that you've now created, the feeling of hopefully some peacefulness and calmness in these final few moments. Thank you for coming and joining me in this practice. Namaste.